scratch. I'm not going to temper, in that folder. I'm just going to work from here, here, and there. That's it. So if we come to this particular script, we want to add an event listeners to the window object. All right. So we say window dot add event listener, and then the event that we are going to add is scroll. And now we are going to grab this top banner because we want to find the height of the top banner. So we are going to grab it. So let's say let top banner equals document of query selector, and then we are going to have top banner. But to get the height, we are going to do, let's say let top banner height equals the top banner dot offset height. So this will give us the actual height of the top banner. But that's not the only thing that we want. We want to make sure that when we scroll past, let's say 70% of the top banner, our CSS is supposed to take form or take shape, just as we can see in the original. So when we scroll past, let me refresh this. So when we scroll past 70% of this top banner, it should add a class to it, right? So we come here and I will say let's define 70% of it. So we say let's say top B 70, top banner 70. That's the 70% of that is going to be top banner height times 0.7. This will give us 70% of it. So the scroll value is actually let scroll is equal to scroll y. This will give us the value in pixels that we've scrolled. So let's say, for instance, if I console log this, and I open our console like this, for instance, realize that, oh yeah, I need to refresh. Whoa. Okay. Wow. Okay. Anyways, let me console log the event. Let me see what happens. Oh, right. The reason why this wasn't functioning was because I didn't include the source. So sorry. So source. So if we go back and then we refresh and we scroll, we are supposed to, get the values. So this is the value as we keep scrolling, right? That's the value as we keep scrolling. So what we are going to say is if the scrolled is greater or equal to top B17, we want to grab this particular title and then add the class show to it. So what we can do is we can say, let's say let title equals document.query, query selector. We are going to grab list items title. The reason why we are querying it this way is because we might be using the title class in a different section. So we have to grab from this, from this particular div which has the class list items. Inside it, we have the class title, and this is what we want to grab. So that's what we are doing. So list, and then of course this is supposed to be a dot. So now that we have the title, we can say that anytime we scroll past the 70 mark of the top banner, we want to add the class show to the title div. So we say title.classList.add show. So now if we come here, let me close this. If I refresh, if I refresh, you see it's not showing. It's not showing. It's not showing. But if you scroll past the 70 mark, it adds it. Over here, you may not be able to see it, so let's inspect our elements, and that would, give us a good analysis of what is happening. Now we can see the show class here. It's, it's very, very evident over there. So let's go. So this is the title, right? And nothing is showing. Look over here. It doesn't have the class show. So let's scroll. Let's scroll. Let's scroll. Let's scroll. You see, and this particular title, that's what was showing. So let's scroll, and then it adds it. You saw it. It added the show to it. Now what I want to do is, if it scrolls past the 70, fair enough. It should add what? Show. Else it's supposed to add hide. So class list dot add hide. So if we go back and refresh, realize that we have what? Title. Nothing is there. There's no show. Now let's scroll. Oh, great. It added the hide because realize that let me do it one more time. So soon as we scroll, look over here, there's no hide class over here. But as soon as we scroll, it added the class hide to it. Why? Because the scrolled value is not greater than the 70 mark or the 70 value of the top banner. So when we keep scrolling and it passes the 70 mark, it will add the class show to it. It did, but we can't see. We can't see because we have two contradicting classes on the same element. So what we can do is, instead of this, we can say that if it passes the 70th mark, it should add the class what? Show. And then It should also remove the class hide, provided it is past or equal to the 70th mark. So if it is past or equal to the 70th mark, you're supposed to what? Add the class show, and if there is any class of hide, you're supposed to remove it. Else, you should rather add the class hide and remove the class show. So let's do this. So let's save this, let's refresh. Now check this, check over here. Soon as we scroll, the class hide is added to it. But if we scroll past the 70th mark, the class hide is going to be removed. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. There you go. So you see the class hide was removed and then the class show was added. Now if I scroll upwards, which is going to be less than the height of the 70th mark, the class show is going to be removed. So let's do it. If I go up, it's removed. When I come down, it's added. When I go up, it's removed. When I come down, it's added. So we have our first transition working. Now we are going to do same for each and every one of this.